How's it going, YouTube? Prisco YGO here, coming at you with another deck profile. So today, Rob, I'm going to fucking kill you. I'm going to fuck... You know how you can redeem points on my channel to make sound effects pop up?
Yeah.
He made the sexy sax pop up right as I was doing the intro.
Is that why you cut out at that point?
Yeah.
Yes. Fuck you, Rob.
You know what? I'm leaving that in. That was perfect fucking timing.
I hate you, Rob.
Oh, Rob, I fucking hate you. Anyways, guys, we're live to Twitch. And as you can see by the shenanigans that are happening here, yeah, anyways, guys, I've got a deck profile for you today. I am here with a good friend, Brio, is what she goes by in the Discord. And she's been doing generally well with this Chaos Thunder Dragon deck list that you see up here in front of me. And we're going to go through her choices, and we're going to go from there. So go ahead and introduce yourself, give any shout-outs if you have anything.
Hi, I'm Brio, and I've loved Dragon Link since like the beginning, along with Thunders. But shout out to just everyone that's really helped me in the Logan J-Way Discord.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Because it's been a journey just trying to get this deck rolling. Because we bounced around like different extenders and all that kind of thing. But super glad I can be on the channel and show you that Chaos Dragon is still a thing, and it's very scary.
Yeah, I remember watching some of these games during the GG for free, and I was cheering for you the entire way. Yeah, watching this list play, I'm sitting there, was just like, yes, baby, Dragon Link's not dead. And then I saw the Thunder stuff, and I was like, let's go, this is amazing. Like, I was so happy. But anyways, let's go through the list. Let's start from the top here. We've got 2 Thunder Dragon Dark, 2 Thunder Dragon Roar, 1 Thunder Dragon Hawk, 2 Thunder Dragon Matrix, and that's pretty much it for your Thunder engine.
Yeah, you don't usually want to have your Thunders in your hand, except for maybe when you go second. We'll get to it with Thunder Dragon Fusion, but like you can search your Roar and just get that back to Thunder Dragon Fusion and recur your Titan. But you don't usually want to see these in hand. It's not the worst thing in the world, but more times than not, you just want to banish them with your Chaos Dragons, and then just continue to combo off. More times than not, you're actually probably just going to search Hawk to get the free extender, and Dark Extenders are probably the best thing in this deck.
Yeah,
but
that makes a lot of sense.
If you open like your Matrix and you banish it, it just becomes discard fodder later. So they all synergize at some point with the deck. You just don't want to clunk your hand with them.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I used to play Thunder Dragon a couple, I want to say like 2 years ago. I didn't play like the Chaos Thunder lists. I played a lot of like Invoked Thunder Dragon or like Pure Thunder Dragon. Back when Colossus was at 3. Rest in peace. Bring him back to 1, please. And I will say, no matter what list I played, there were certain times where they were just so bricky, because they were all inherently combo pieces, but they're not combo starters, which is the bad part. And so like we would supplement by playing cards like I think Aloof Lupine was a really good option back then.
Yeah,
Batteryman Solar, yeah. So that Thunder Dragon holds a really solid place in my heart. So when I saw this list, I was like, yes, baby, let's go. I was cheering for you the entire time.
If Roar were level 4, we'd be playing 3 of him, but he's not level 4.
Yeah, that's true. But either way, let's keep moving on. We've got 2 Chaos Creator here, and we've also got 2 Chaos Dragon Levianeer. So I will say Chaos Creator is definitely a sleeper pick. I haven't seen this in a lot of the lists going around, but I reread its effect, and I don't know why people aren't playing it more often. This card is really good. It's really strong.
It's really insane. It just gets exponentially better turn 2, where you can just banish your Darks or your Roars, and just continue to combo off with Thunders turn 2, 3, 4, 5. And you can search this off of Thunder Dragon Fusion, because it's a Thunder.
Yeah.
It's also generic Chaos support. So if you have light and dark, and you have another thing banished, which most likely you're gonna have because in the combo you go into Legionnaire, you can just revive something on the same turn you summon this if you just have it in your hand. And the great thing about this is the reason I play 2 and not just 1 is that if we're going into like turn 5 or something like that, which is definitely possible, you can basically recur this by banishing the other Chaos Creator in a light, target 3 to... Its second effect to target 3, summon 1, put the others to the bottom of the deck. You can just send the other one to the bottom of the deck and recur it later, and put something back in your extra deck, or if you don't want, like, your Matrix, and you want to search it later.
Yeah.
That you could just do that. There's so many things that this card enables, and it's completely ridiculous that this thing is not seeing so much play. Yeah. I don't understand.
I agree. I mean, this thing is like a second copy of Saryuja without having to take up the extra deck slot. Other than the fact that it doesn't draw you cards, however, it recurs cards back into your deck, which you could just draw later off of Saryuja. So I love this card. I absolutely love this card.
You can also put stuff back in your extra deck. You saw in me play. I recurred my Hope Harbinger and my Savage Dragon.
Yep.
And I had the ability to go back into them.
And then use them again. And I was sitting there cheering. That combo, that play was it was insane. And then obviously, like, I don't think Chaos Dragon Legionnaire needs any real explanation here. I mean, it's a combo piece, it's a big body, and it rips cards out of your opponent's hands, or, you know, 2 other effects that, you know, sometimes come up.
Yeah, you sometimes use the summon effect if you really need that level 8, or you can only discard 2 of the 3 cards you need to discard, but you have so many extenders in your hand that it rarely comes up.
Yeah. The other cards you have here is Galactic Spiral Dragon at 1. I kind of agree with that because I've seen some lists play 2 or 3, and I don't know why. Like, inherently, it's a brick. You want to summon it off of, like, one of your extenders, one of your combo pieces. Like, this isn't something you want to see in your hand. So
it's actually not the worst thing. It's honestly, if I was gonna discard quarter, Galactic Spiral Dragon would be one of them because that's one less discard I have to worry about later in the combo, and it can be done from hand or graveyard. It doesn't matter.
Makes sense. All right, 1 each of the Chaos Baby Dragons. 2 of my favorite cards in the game. Anybody who watches my profiles knows that I try to fit these guys into almost any deck that I can put them in. So yeah, these cards with the Chaos Space Engine is just insane. No explanation needed there. And then Starliege Safer just to help tutor those out into your hand if you don't open up Chaos Space. Yeah, very, very strong.
The best card in the deck, Seyfert.
Yeah, Seyfert is insane. When we got this card, this is what, like, took Dragon Link over the edge and made it so much stronger than it already was. So, I agree.
Most people think about it to just search the baby Chaos Dragons, but you gotta remember its second effect. Like, turn 2, when you have your Levy in your grave, you can just banish the thing from graveyard, add your Levy in your back, banish a light, 2 darks, or some form of that, just pop 2 on the field.
Yeah, it's
you can
free.
Add this back to the deck with Chaos Creator.
Yeah, it's free, like, negate bait. It's like free combo material. This card is so free. It doesn't even make sense why it's so good. Next, we've got 1 each of the really good dangers. Sneck, bigger Sneck, and Rabbit Deer.
Jackalope.
Jackalope. And then we've got 1 Bigfoot and 2 Thunderbird. So, okay, I like those. I don't understand the Ogopogo, though.
Ogopogo is very niche, but it's mainly there just for the name and its level, which is why you don't see, like, Dogman.
That's
its
fair.
Level. If you get a free level 8 and you have, like, 2 bricks in hand, you can just revive it later with banishing 3 lights from Legionnaire, and then there you can get your Hope Harbinger out if you don't have the ability to get all 3 discards in grave.
That makes sense.
So you can just discard 1 from the deck. If anything, sometimes I want to just proc this.
Okay. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Okay.
And the reason for Thunderbird over Bigfoot, because I know someone's going to ask that question, Bigfoot pop is really nice if you're going against Virtual Orb, or just need something on board. Generically, I think Thunderbird is better because we're in a back row format, and also the fact that it's a winged beast and Romulus, and you can go to Romulus with it.
Yeah.
So I think it offers just a little bit more utility than Bigfoot does.
I actually agree.
Definitely switch.
I actually agree with that a lot because we are in a back row format, and just like being able to pop, you know, floodgates or whatever your opponent happens to have in the back row. This can also bait out the negates if you happen to be popping something that's just important to them. It can force them to force your opponent to negate it, which in the long run, especially in a grind game, it's going to be really strong. So next we've got the Mothman, and the 3 Mothman and the 1 Choop. I will say I was never like, I like Mothman's level. I like the fact that it's a level 4. I like the fact that it allows me to draw a card even if it gets discarded. I don't like the fact that it also allows my opponent to draw. And yes, it's a 1-for-1. You draw 1, discard 1. But I've had it come up where my opponent will be playing something that I'm not sure of. I'll resolve Danger Mothman. It'll get discarded. And we both draw 1, discard 1. A lot of my resources will be in the graveyard. And I actually had, in this specific interaction that happened, they discarded a Shadal Aerial. And I needed the cards in my graveyard to continue comboing off. But then Aerial's effect activated and they banished all 3 cards in my graveyard. And I was like, cool, pass with nothing on board. This sucks. I can do anything. So
right.
I have a love-hate relationship with Mothman. But I understand that it can definitely gain you advantage. So I put a little bit of respect on it.
Yeah, I like it also for the fact that it can sometimes give you information on what deck you're going against. So if you're forced to choose between your Hope Harbinger and your Savage, you can at least make a little bit more of an educated guess on what they're playing.
Yeah. And
if they draw into a hand trap, they draw into a hand trap. You just got to deal with it. This deck can play through it. Even if it's in a Brio, you can play through it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I agree 100% that Dangers just allow you to do so much. Dragons allow you to do a whole lot more. And then on top of that, the Thunder Dragons just, they push the deck forward even more so than before. And then Chupacabra is pretty obvious, just so you can summon back whatever, you know, danger monster that's already in your graveyard and just continue going from there. So now you got 1 Rocket Tracer, 1 Silver Rocket, 1 Rocket Recharger, and 1 Apsa Router for your Rocket package.
Yeah, Apsa Router is one of the discards that you need to get off at some point during the combo, or you need to just hard open Rocket Tracer.
Yeah. Rocket Tracer, is, again, another one of my favorite cards. It's broken. That in conjunction with Quick Launch is literally just E-Telly for level 4s or Dragons. It's insane. Yeah, I don't think there's too much explanation that is needed. I would say, just because I'm a little nitpicky with the Dragon Link package, I would say run 1 more Rocket Tracer over Silver Rocket. But I do feel that having 2 targets for Rocket Tracer is completely fine. It's correct. So
yeah, it comes up way too often that I like it to where I just have 1 in hand. I used to run 2, I'd run Recharger and Tracer.
Yeah.
If you open the Recharger, you just cry because then you can't summon it, and then then you're like, okay, I have a dead Rocket Tracer. What the hell do I do now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it sucks because that's gonna happen quite often. You know, you're gonna be comboing off. You're gonna be going through your combo, and you draw into a card that you really don't want in your hand, and you're just like, well, fuck, this fucks me up. Now I have to change my entire line of play. So, yeah, it's sad, but we deal with it. Next, Omni Dragon Brotar, also for the Dragon Engine. This card is just insane. This is Eclipse Wyvern. Yeah, Searches Levianeer. It's literally Eclipse Wyvern 2.0. And Eclipse Wyvern got banned. I don't know why. It didn't deserve it, but you know, it is what it is. That was a long time ago. Yeah, Brotar, really strong. Searches Levianeer. No other explanation needed. Next, my favorite fucking card in the entire deck is Wizard Buster Destruction fucking Sword. I've been hyping this card up so much in this meta because we are in a graveyard meta. All decks that rely on monsters in their graveyard literally lose to this card unless they're maining back row removal, which, I'll be honest, a lot of people are right now, but this card is busted.
Yeah, it's really good against the Eldritch, just anything that abuses their graveyard, Wizard Buster just says no.
Yeah.
There are times that I'd consider Wizard Buster to be better than Destruction Sword.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Destruction Sword says that your opponent can't summon from the extra deck. Like, okay, like that kind of hurts. This says that your opponent can't do anything at all. Like, yeah. Okay, the extra deck, we can find a way around that. You know, some people are playing main deck outs, but now nobody's expecting this. And when you see this get equipped to a Boral Savage or whatever other monster you see on the field, this is just, it's super strong.
And then suddenly you're staring down a 5200 Borreload Savage, and you're like, what the hell do I do?
Exactly. So moving on from that, I will say I do like this little mini package that you have here for the Phantom Knights of Silent Boots and the Armageddon Knight. Throwing in the Zephyros in there is also really smart with just what you're doing in general in this deck. Again, I don't think these cards really need too much explanation. They're combo pieces, and Armageddon is just an extra normal summon.
These two are one of the best discard foders in the entire deck.
Yeah, literally.
They just generate advantage, and I love the reason I put Zephyros in here, and not like a 3 because I want it engraved as soon as possible, is because one, like if I mill it, it's great. But also like when we get to field spells like Dragon Ravine and Boot Checker Launch, I can just activate Ravine, use Zephyros effect, send it back to my hand, and then activate it again.
Yep. And that's what makes it really good. Is just any face up card that you have on the field that doesn't have a hard once per turn activation clause, you can just do it again, and it's great. I've abused this. I've abused Zephyros in so many decks. I've abused it in Lunalight Time Thief when it was a thing. I abused it in Lunalight Orcus when it was a thing. I abused it in just in Black Wings in general. I abused it in Time Thief. I abuse it in just almost all of my decks that I've played a Wing Beast package in. Zephyros is super fucking strong. So, yeah.
And it's also a Wing Beast to help you get into Romulus. It just it does so much for the deck when it does happen that I can't just by taking it out of the deck.
Yeah, I agree.
And the reason I'm not playing like Dark Referer with the Armageddon is the fact that you lose too much by trying to discard it. Like, yeah. It's too much to just get that one discard. Even to summon it, it's sometimes too much.
I agree. And like, Greffer is good. Don't get me wrong. It's good and it would be like decent in this deck because you're playing a lot of dangers. But it's a one of, like, it's not guaranteed you're gonna open it, and then when you do, it almost never resolves. So it becomes not worth it at that point. Like, and argumentatively, like, Greffer can technically be can technically gain you more advantage than just Armageddon Knight by itself. Exactly. Rob said it's not worth the payoff. Like, it can technically gain you more advantage, but in the end, it's Armageddon Knight is just better as a 1-for-1 trade. So
yeah, the only time I could see Dark River even being better in Armageddon is maybe Abstract and Galactic Spiral Dragon in hand, but at that point I probably bricked anyway.
Yeah, exactly. High risk, not high enough reward. Exactly. Right. Exactly. Next, I actually really like this tech, the Caligo Clawcrow. I remember, I want to say like really early last year, this was a tech in a lot of decks before we went into Master Rule 5, because it's just a free level 2 Dark Wing Beast that you can put on the field as long as you control a Dark Monster. And in its level, in conjunction with all the other synchro summoning that was happening at the time, or that was going to be happening at the time with Hulk coming out, it was really strong. So I definitely agree that Caligo Clawcrow is a very, very strong card for this deck.
Yeah, it's a very strong. If you just open a dark, Caligo Clawcrow can just unbrick your hand sometimes.
Yeah,
like just having that free summon is monumental.
Yeah. And next you play 3 Jester Confit. I'll be honest with you, I did not see this card being a thing, like, ever. And then people started playing it, and I was just like, holy shit. It's literally just a free level 1 dark spellcaster body that you can throw on the field. And
for no reason.
Exactly. Like, it literally just says, special summon this card. Boom, free body. And it's level 1, so it makes restriction. It exactly no restriction. It's like yeah, technically, okay, in technicality it is a neg 1 inherently, right? But the amount of plays that you can do with just summoning a Jester Confit for free that doesn't take up your normal summon, and it being a level 1, it opens up so much more that even though it is technically a neg 1, you still go like at least +2 with your with the rest of like with what you can go into with it. So
Exactly.
I do like Gesture Confit being a thing.
Yeah, and the argument for 3 Confit over 2 Crows, because this doesn't need a Dark on the field, the Creator Fraud does.
Yeah,
so if I just have like a normal summon safer and I have a danger, well, I don't want to risk getting rid of my Clock Crow.
Exactly.
So Gesture Confit in that scenario would be better.
Yep. But if you open up a safer Claw Crow and a Gesture Confit, then you're fucking golden. That's a god hand.
That's happened, and it's amazing.
Oh yeah. All right. Moving on into the spells, you're playing 3 Allure of Darkness. I love this. This Allure of Darkness in any Thunder deck has always been a staple. It triggers so fucking much, and there will actually. So I'll let you in a little bit of spice that I was working on not too long ago that I want to pick back up. As I was working on a Thunder deck that was similar to this in Chaos form, but it utilized a way bigger Blackwing engine. And so like it used like Simoon, Black Whirlwinds, Allure of Darkness, and just like all the other Blackwings, so that you can just combo off and you'd end on you were ending on so this was back when Colossus was around. You were ending on Colossus, Full Armor Master, and a Boral Savage, which was just it was so fucking oppressive.
Disgusting.
Yeah, but now like Colossus is banned, so you can't always go into Titan because it's a light. It does happen, but then you're almost never resolving Simoon, and Simoon locks you into darks.
And the fact that you're running 35 darks,
the
Allure's gonna resolve. Even if you don't have a Thunder Dragon, it's going to resolve, and you're gonna plus either way.
Yeah. So Lube, Colossus, right? Colossus came out, I think. What set was that the Thunder Dragon started? Cause it had been out for, it was like Soul Fusion, right? And then Savage Strike came out, and that's where we got Boral Savage. And a lot of people were sleeping on Boral Savage because they didn't know how to make it. But see, I was big brain, and I was just like, I'm gonna use this shit. I know how to do it, and it was pretty good. It was really fucking hard. Yeah, but also keep in mind that Colossus. So Colossus was Thunder Dragons were still a deck going forward. Yeah. Listen, Boral Savage was a slept-on card, but either way, I want to move forward with this deck profile. Chaos Space. If I had this card back in the day, oh my god, it would be that deck would have been cracked. But I will say that Chaos Space is like half of the reason why Colossus got banned.
Right. It's such a good bait card. Like I remember in the tournament, I literally used Chaos Space, pitched the Galactic Spiral Dragon.
Yeah.
Do it like it's just such a great blowout card. And sometimes you don't even use your normal summon. You just need Chaos Space, and then if they Nibiru you, just normal summon Safer or normal summon Tracer. Okay, Savage Dragon. I at least have a negate on board. It allows for so many things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this card just gains you so much advantage too. It's just it's insane because like if you what happens to me a lot, right? Even in 60 card lists is I'll open up Chaos Space in one of the baby dragons. So I'll use Chaos Space, pitch the baby dragon, search the others, summon the baby dragon, right? And then use Chaos Space to put the first baby dragon back into the deck, draw a card, right? So now I already went +2. Then link off the baby dragon for Striker Dragon, and then search the other baby dragon. And now I just went +3 off of 2 cards, and it's insane. Chaos Space is insane. So I keep telling people abuse it while it's at 3, because I can easily see it getting put to 1 at some point or another.
Oh, me too. Easy.
And then again, I don't think this really requires any other explanation. Quick launch, again, no explanation needed. It's a freaking E-Telly for dragons. It's stupid. It's so stupid.
Not once per turn.
And it's not once per turn, which is what makes it insane. You can open up 3 quick launch and think, okay, I've got full combo. Like, how? Then the one brick to go with the rocket package, which kind of rounds it out a little bit, is boot sector launch. Although even if you have, let's say you open up quick launch and boot sector launch, then you're fine. You're still fine. You still have full combo.
Right. That just means I don't have to go into Striker later.
Exactly.
And sometimes that's a blessing in disguise.
Oh yeah, it's just another summon that you don't have to do. It's another like body that doesn't need to be on board, and you can use that body for something else.
And I'm not saying Striker isn't useful to. It's not its only use. The second effect does come up more often than you might think.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that when we get to Striker Dragon.
Of course. And next we're playing Dragon Ravine. Again, it's pretty self-explanatory. We are playing Romulus. Monster Reborn, solid 1 of. Gold Sarcophagus, which is just, it's so good. I wish it was at 3. But I mean, it's understandable why it's at 1. Reasoning, which this one is the one that I question. Why Reasoning?
One, because it's basically getting me a free body. Yes, there's a lot of level 4s, but I literally have levels 1 through 8 in this deck. So you can get a free anything on here that's a free summon besides like maybe Wizard Buster is amazing.
Yeah.
And you're not, and it actually just skips over the Chaos Dragon. So if you have your like Sacred Engrave, you just add back Lavinia from there. It's so free.
Sense. Yeah.
The best option is probably still to go level 4, but even if like I pitch Tracer, let's say, I can rev it later with Pisty, and I just have to like sacrifice my Yoon character sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, and I will say that's the one thing I do like about this deck is that the combo is never the same every turn. You don't know where the choke point is. It's just crazy. And then next you're playing One Foolish Burial, again self-explanatory. Thunder Dragon Fusion to go with your Thunder Dragons to make Colossus, self-explanatory. 2 copies of Pogblade to go with your Phantom Knights of Silent Boots. You are playing Rusty in here, so again makes sense. And that rounds up your 60-card main deck. Anything to add before we go into the extra deck inside?
The only thing I would say is, like, if you're looking to cut anything, surprisingly, I think it would be the Rusty package. I find it, if you're not worried about Nibiru, go into Rusty, because the Fog Blades are going to be better. You can pop the monsters that you equip with it later with Titan or anything else. And, yeah. Like, if you're going to cut anything, I would say the Fog Blade package, but I think it comes up too often, and it's great turn 2, 3.
Yeah.
But, yeah. And if you are, I would suggest maybe putting in, like, another Bigfoot, maybe another Thunder Dragon Fusion, and another Rocket, maybe a second Rocket Chaser.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that, because those 4 slots, you know, I mean, even Armageddon might be cuttable at that point if you're not playing if you're not playing Rusty. Because you can cut those 4 cards. You can add 2 copies of Rocket Tracer, which does help with consistency. Add another Bigfoot, and then add 1 more copy of whatever else you might be missing.
Yeah, I would say like Thunder Dragon Fusion, just so you can more easily access your Titans.
Exactly.
Titan. So.
Yeah, makes sense. All right, moving on into the extra deck. Obviously, we're playing Thunder Dragon Titan because why not? Quick effect pop, not once per turn, and just say fuck your opponent. You know, why not?
Yeah, and if they have a Lightning Storm, they have a Lightning Storm. Okay, let me just banish 2 and plus off of it. Thank you very much.
Exactly. Next, we're playing the Hope Harbinger. It's the only XYZ in the deck. This card is absolutely insane. And then next to that, you have Borreload Savage Dragon. So these 3 cards right here, Titan, Hope Harbinger, and Borreload Savage, really strong. Put up some negates and some free pops, and you're good to go. Right? Obviously, it depends on what deck you're playing against, which is gonna determine which one of these you put out, as you said earlier. And either one of them is fine. I mean, Borreload Savage it gets so big, it's really hard to like attack over, especially when you equip it with a Wizard Buster. So
yeah, if you play the deck right, which it's gonna take a while to pilot this, it's really difficult at times. Most of the time, you're just gonna get both of them out on field anymore. Your normal end board should be something like Apollo's a Hope Harbinger Savage, and then maybe Union Carrier equip Buster, or Wizard Buster.
Yeah, and actually, Shadow Council actually did make a solid suggestion. If you were to cut anything out of the extra deck, an Anaconda just to round off your combo, you don't even have to go into Dragoon. It will just dump the Thunder Dragon Fusion, and there you have your Titan right there.
Yeah, that's what I was considering. Like,
and if you were to drop Rusty, I feel like that would be a solid option.
And I think that's what I'm going to try. Let me explain first that the reason we don't play Dragoon is because you are more than likely not going to have a hand by the end of this.
Yeah, you're not going to have a hand.
It's too inconsistent for me to recommend it. And
Yeah.
if you mill one of any of the targets, it's really sad. So
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. And Dingirsu is also a solid option, but I think Anaconda would just inherently be better because you want to get Titan on board is what makes the deck even more insane. So having just extra access to Titan is probably the correct choice, although Dingirsu's protection and send on summon is really strong.
yeah, you could also make the argument for, depending on the matchup, you can put Sanafa on the Sky Fortress, because Virtual, that plus Wizard Buster, just Virtual literally can't play.
Yeah, I 100% agree, actually.
And Drytron, I meant Drytron, but still, they both can't play.
Yeah, no, I agree. All right, and then next we're going into links. 2 Striker Dragon, that's pretty standard, necessary. We're gonna breeze through the Dragon links because I don't think that they need any explanation.
No,
Guard Dragon LP should be banned, but it's not. Makes me kind of happy, but kind of sad at the same time. Guard Dragon Pisty, which is the lesser of the 2, but also is still pretty cracked as it is because it can summon back from the banished pile, which a lot of people don't know. And then Romulus, which we've already mentioned a couple times in the video. Going forward, you have Union Carrier, which is just for the Wizard Buster. Again,
yeah.
Strong fucking card. IP Masquerena, self-explanatory. Spheres, which is insane this format. Just it's too strong to not play.
Yeah, if you have to go into Star Yuja, this is the thing you go into. Once you link your Chaos Dragons into Romulus, that's the thing you go into.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you can't go Apollosa, you're at least gonna go Hieratic Seal. And
Yeah.
it's just, if you just open a hand of dragons, it's not the end of the world because you at least have your Hieratic Seal.
Exactly. Next, you're playing the Phantom Knights of Rusty Bardich. I'm so happy that he came back, although I called it and a lot of people doubted me. They're like, oh, they're not going to release Rusty. And I said, Rusty is fair. He can come back. People doubted me. And then when I was right, when it turned out I was right, people were mad. Just saying. Just putting that out there. Just saying. Next, you're playing Curious, which is one of my favorite cards in the extra deck as well. This card is just broken. You're milling 3, and you're sending another one, whatever you... So, like, either way, this card's gaining you advantage in this deck.
It's a generic send as well.
Exactly. Send whatever the hell you want, and then just go off.
Next... The other argument for that is you can just send your Phantom Knights and just have 4 negates instead of just 2 in your Apollosa.
Exactly. Next, Appaloosa. Appaloosa is just also insane. Just a not once per turn monster negate for free. Pretty broken. And then Saryuja, which
in tandem with the Hope Harbinger, you can just redirect the attack to Hope Harbinger. I don't care how many counters I have in Appaloosa. I'll use them all.
Yeah, I agree. And then Saryuja's pretty self-explanatory. Listen, you use 4 materials, you draw 4, put 3 back. You just went like plus whatever. I'm not doing that math right now.
In this deck, it can be up to like plus 10. It's
exactly.
ridiculous.
So the amount of cards that you can get off of Saryuja and just the combo ability with it is really strong.
Yeah, you don't usually go into it in the combo, but it's there to unbrick hands, and quite frankly, you need it sometimes.
Yeah, Lube is saying it's +1, which technically you're right. Just saying you can put back your bricks. If you happen to brick, but you can still make a Saryuja, you're putting your bricks back, and now every card in your hand is gas. So
it's like if you have 4 monsters in hand, you summon the 4, summon your Saryuja, and let's say your last card in hand was like Thunder Dragon Roar.
Yeah.
You draw into your Chaos base, you're the happiest person alive.
Exactly. So going into the side deck, you're playing 3 Alpha and 1 Pank, so you're playing 4 copies of Pank, which is correct. 3 Dark Note.
I want to stress how important Alpha is, because synergistically, this card is insane. It becomes a free body, you can bounce back, and you can summon this multiple times. Technically speaking, you can use the effect, bounce back, and then summon it again, use it as an extender.
Yep. Yeah, it's actually really strong.
Yeah, in this deck specifically, I don't care what format we're in. I think Alpha should be in this side deck every time.
I agree. Alpha is definitely a really strong card. It's a worse Pank, but it's now 3 more copies of Pank. Imagine we have 3 Alpha and 3 Pank in this format.
They will all be in the side deck.
Exactly. Like, everybody would be playing 6 copies of Pank, and it's just insane. And on top of that, Pank and Alpha, they're both big ass bodies, generic removal, and the thing that makes Alpha better than Pank is it's an extender as well. So
And it sends. It does not destroy.
exactly. So next we have 3 Dark Ruler no more. I've been saying that this is just budget droplets because it inherently does the same thing, but droplets is just better.
In this deck, droplets is worse because you need your stuff in hand.
Exactly.
Most of the time. And also, like, the point of this side deck is not to really stop your opponent from comboing off. It's to deal with the board they've already set up.
Yeah.
Because like, even a small combo, like, the main things that will fuck this deck up are Zeus and Window. You need to get those off the board or you cannot do anything.
Exactly. So just hitting them with a Dark Ruler no more, even if you can't kill them that turn, you literally just shut off their board, pick it apart, summon your own board, and then say, okay, go ahead. I dare you. and you pretty much win from there. So, next, you're playing 3 Lightning Storm and 1 Harpy's Feather Duster. Personally, I love this package. You can argue that Lightning Storm can be Cosmic Cyclone and it'll do the same thing, but having that generic monster board wipe for, or just bait out some negates in general, is also really fucking strong, which is why this card's like $100 or more. So
yeah, I'm glad I have my 3 copies.
yeah, I never bothered picking them up, and the copies that I did pull, I ended up selling them because I personally like Cosmic Cyclone, and I didn't see myself needing Lightning Storms.
Yeah, it's
I won't deny how
negate
strong
bait.
it is, though.
It's negate bait. It's
Yeah.
such good negate bait that if they negate that and that's their only negate, I just combo off.
Exactly. Next, you're playing Evenly Matched, which can be called Budget Lightning Storm. Evenly Matched, although is really fucking strong this format. I play it in almost all my side decks now, and I think that this card definitely is a staple. So
Yeah.
no explanation needed there. And then finally, we're ending it off with 1 Red Reboot. Red Reboot's strong. It's definitely really strong. Personally, I'm not playing it, but I can see myself playing it if the format goes back. It goes even more deeper into a control heavy format. Red Reboot's going to be necessary.
It's mostly there for Shadell Schism because I don't want Window on board.
I agree.
That's one of the only reasons it's here.
Yeah.
And also, it's just ridiculous.
Okay. Well, that wraps up the deck profile. Is there any final shout-outs that you want to do before we close things off here?
Yeah, I want to shout out my Facebook group where I'm going to be doing extended arts that you can buy and everything. So if you guys are interested in extended arts, hit me up. I'm in the Frisco's Discord. I try and post every single week, at least 2 to 3 times, with new cards. Usually, really popular cards like IP Masquerena, Parallel Exceed,
I actually
Thunder Dragon Colossus.
I was gonna say I actually just pulled up a Parallel Exceed on screen now, just so you guys can see, like, some of her art. Parallel Exceed. Look how beautiful this looks, right? Look how Super Anti Kaiju War Machine Mecha Thunder King. This thing is sick, guys. Where's the other? You did another one in here. Time Thief Redoer. My boy Time Thief Redoer is in here, right? Like, this went to Lube. I definitely want one my damn self, so I'm gonna be picking one up as soon as I possibly can. All right, just saying. Time Thief. It's oh baby. Anyways, before I start going crazy over some shiny cardboard, we're gonna end it off here, guys. Thank you for watching. If you have not joined already, the Discord link will be down in the description below. Follow all my social medias. Check out Brio. She'll post her art in the Discord and multiple Discords, and we might be working on a little bit of a collab to get you guys more incentive to buy from her. All right. So have a nice night. My name is Prisco YGO, and I'll see you in the next one. Deuces.